Welcome back to Stutter Chats. As today we have a special guest. We have a guest who spoke in over 80 countries. Someone that has been up on a stage in front of many people. Something that a lot of us as stutterers are afraid of, but he broke that barrier. As today we have the honor of having um, Shil all the way from Australia. Is that correct, sir?
It it is, and I heard you stuttered on my name. I do the same thing, and I asked my parents, "Why did you give me this name?"
I'm seeing a little trend on people. People are stuttering on their own names, man. And but I don't know what it is, but Shil, I don't know if people have seen you around, but if you guys have yet to see Shil's account, I will definitely post it up for you guys to check them out. Very inspirational. But Shil, I just want to get to it. We'll ask a total of 5, 6 questions, just your journey of who you have become today. Um, when did you be? When did you first notice? Um, when did you first notice when you had your stutter, and how did it make you feel at that moment?
It started when I was 10. I
Mm-hmm.
remember the moment I was in the school playground playing marbles, and I couldn't get my words out. For my whole life, it made me feel unworthy. It made me feel ashamed. It made me feel nervous. And it made me feel like I have a disability. And all of those four adjectives I've used specifically because I have trained myself to not think in that way anymore.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Appreciate that. Appreciate you saying the truth because, like I say, you're there now, and those are things that definitely run through people that's still in the process mind, uh, and changing that mind frame of thinking because our world sometimes they associate those words with people necessarily that. I appreciate that, man. Uh,
Well, disability is a term that's been associated with me by others and by myself for three
mm-hmm.
decades. And I changed it because I learned that 1% of the world's adult population stutters. Did you know
uh,
that?
yes.
Okay.
Sir.
Now, would you like to know what I thought when I learned that?
Of course. Share your story, man. We're here to hear you out.
If you live in the
Mm-hmm.
1%, you're elite.
100%.
Wow.
You live in an elite world class category. So
Mm-hmm.
think about your GOAT sports people. Mine is on the back, Ronaldo. He is the 1% of the best players in history. So if I'm in a 1%, I don't have a disability. I'm elite.
Wow.
And
That's
that's a mindset switch. And thinking about it as like, if you have a glass half filled, is it half filled or half empty? And having that mindset, it's what having that confidence in yourself too.
Yeah. If you don't have confidence in yourself, no one's going to have confidence in you. People
Yeah,
will say
definitely.
they do, but if
Mm-hmm.
you don't have confidence in yourself, then it is difficult for others to feel confidence in you. So uh, if I don't absolutely believe that I am elite, no one's going to believe that. And even if people don't believe that, I do.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. No, it's it's you versus you, and it's you versus the world. At the end of the day, man, it's what we're giving and what we're gonna do about it.
Correct.
But man, I see your confidence to the screen, man. How has the support been for you growing up? How has the support been around you with family, friends? It's because the only way somebody becomes that confidence, it's usually with the support group that you are around. Who are those people around you that give you that confidence?
I challenge that statement, and I'll explain why. First, the support.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
My parents, my sister, my wife, my best friends. So
Mm-hmm.
my circle of trust is tiny
Mm-hmm.
because these are the people who I can 100% unfiltered be myself around.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
They've always supported me. However, the so, the biggest support has been me, and I hope that
Yeah.
doesn't sound
No, it does not.
arrogant. When you're around your loved ones, they don't understand how you feel. They don't understand how you think. There's an expression that you are the sum of the five people you associate with. And then I learned an expansion of that you are the sum of your thoughts. So learning to handle my thoughts has been my biggest support.
Uh, I appreciate you
I
necessarily
appreciate you necessarily
what we
what
speaking
we speak in
to our
to
own,
our own
what
what
makes us, whether it's positive or something on the other side of negative, and just that whole thing of, hey, I am worthy, or I can do all things, or I am elite. It makes a difference on how you see life. You know what I mean? On how you see things that come up every day, because every day people that study are are they are. I mean, whether it's at the drive-through, whether it's at the gas station, whether it's with your own family members, like there's challenges within that. So just that mindset, it makes a difference, man.
agreed. Have either of you ever seen a speech therapist?
Yes,
Yes.
just when we were younger.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw six,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't want to because they all lovely people, and they all said we understand how you feel, and that can't be because they've never stuttered. So
Mm-hmm.
it's impossible to understand how I feel.
Right.
It's impossible to understand the panic and the anxiety and the stress for not being able to say your name. You have a certificate on the wall, and I respect the research. You can never understand how it actually feels. So I always ask myself, does this person know how I feel? You two do.
Mm-hmm.
Stutterers know how we feel, and you get it, man. But
Yeah.
to most people, the support is there, and
Mhm.
it's beautiful. The feeling of completely understanding isn't there, and that's okay.
I got a question for you, because
Yeah,
I know music is a big part of your life. How is how has necessarily music helped you when it comes to your speech? I guess.
it has changed my life completely. It has taught me a skill which has taken me nearly 30 years to master, and that is speaking to rhythm, speaking to cadence. The style of music I enjoy plays at a 4 on the floor beat. So I have learned to program the construction of my sentences to the rhythm of a beat, which has given me fluidity and cadence. So music is a game changer.
All right, definitely. I'm gonna ask you when it comes to that, because I know like an 8 count, a 16 count, and give me an example of how that, I guess, because I love music, but I've never been one to learn it or to play it. I can play sports all day long, but when it comes to music, I have like two left hands. So give me an example of how.
I was in Thailand last week, and I was in a studio for a whole day, and we recorded a masterclass which goes 6 videos which go for 60 seconds each, where I explain the process of speaking to music, because this fascinates people around the world. So the simplest way to explain it is, as I'm constructing a sentence, I match your energy. So currently, our conversation is a slower tempo. Therefore, to build the sentence to say the sentence I'm constructing, I speak to the rhythm of a slower tempo beat. I overlay the music to the sentence. I've learned to overlay the two together and speak to it. So I can hear the beat in my head, and I synchronize that with the words that I'm saying. And if you listen closely, you'll hear a cadence in the way I speak. And that's given me excellent fluency.
Interesting.
And just with fluency, man. I want to get into like your um all the tech talks you've done, talking in front of thousands of people. Um, how do you feel when you first how does it feel now compared to when you first started talking in those big stages? How do you feel about that now?
More pressure than when I first started. Way more pressure than when I first
Yeah,
started.
for sure, for sure. And why is that? Why is it more pressure?
Because my engagements are now bigger, they're on a
Mm-hmm.
global scale.
Mm-hmm.
My earning per talk is considerable. Therefore, there's an expectation that if I'm engaged to speak at an event, there's a reputation which comes with it,
Mm-hmm.
and there is no option. You have to be excellent. There is no, excuse my language, I'm going to
It's
be
fun.
blunt about this. There's a
Yeah.
scale. There we go. Scale.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not give them any more advertising than they need. There's a scale, and on that scale, let's do it like this. There's 3 parts. There's shit, there's good, there's excellent.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No one remembers good. People will
Mm-hmm.
remember shit and excellent.
Right.
So
100%.
Okay.
now the pressure is higher because
Mm-hmm.
the expectation is be excellent. The audiences are bigger, they're at a higher level. So it's an awesome pressure, and it's a challenging pressure, man. There's times where, not times, always my you've heard the Eminem song, my palms go sweaty, my
Yeah.
knees are weak.
Yeah. Yes,
I
sir.
I was once presenting at a conference with 500 people, and
Yeah.
before I got on stage, man, I was so nervous that I went to the bathroom to throw up, and I left my microphone on. I forgot to switch it off, so the whole room heard my. When I came back in the room, there was 500 people who were empathizing with me.
Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?
So I feel super nervous. I feel pressured, and I have learned to handle that pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. I got a question for you, man. Because this is, like I say, when it comes to stuttering, when it comes to getting on that stage and the spotlight is on you, how do you prepare for those speaking engagements? Like, what's your method? I guess. Yeah.
There's a philosophy I have, and that philosophy is train train for success. Picture all the things that can go wrong. So my training is I practice so much, man, so much. I'm always refining my talk. Focus on depth, not breadth, and I focus on mastery. So know my talk, know it deeply, and be so familiar with my content that I feel like I'm a master of my talk.
Mm-hmm.
I then prepare for all scenarios that can go wrong. For
Mm-hmm.
example, what will I do if I trip on the way to the stage? What will I do if my microphone doesn't work? What will I do if my slides don't work? What will I do if I stutter or I lose my words or I panic? So I write a list of all the things that could happen and I create a plan around them. And that gives me control.
Yeah.
So I've trained for success by knowing my content, and I'm planned for all scenarios, which makes me feel comfortable.
Ooh, got another question for you. When it comes to that, what do you do? I guess in the middle of your speech when you have a blockage or when you have, hey, I told everybody that I stutter, and necessarily you have this amazing block, that 1% block. How do you handle that?
Dude, I've had blocks. I blocked so hard now that I spat on my microphone. I've had blocks. I've had prolonged stutters. I've had repetitions.
Yes, sir.
And the best is when they all hit at the same time. That is the Goldilocks spot, man.
Yeah, that's the
When they
goal
all
right there.
Yeah.
I I let it happen.
Let it happen.
I don't fight it. I
Beautiful.
don't I don't battle what's happening. There was a conference in Adelaide, Australia, where I had an awful trifecta of all three stutters. And rather than fight the moment, I stopped. I smiled because a smile tells people everything is okay.
Yeah.
I took deep breaths and then I spoke again on the exhale. Now, what happened is I learned that day people love that moment because, firstly, to see a person with a severe stutter doing public speaking is rare. It's a
100%.
contradiction to what we are supposed to do.
Yeah.
Secondly, when you let it come out on stage and you own it and you feel comfortable with the moment, people admire that and they respect it, and the connection it builds is stronger.
Yep.
So I let it happen, man.
Yes, sir.
I think once you accept it yourself up there, it does have that connection with uh um have that connection with the audience because we know nobody's perfect. Everybody has their own flaws, and people like to see people really accept their flaws, and you could have that connection with those people. Um, uh, um, um, And just speaking of having the audience engage with you, have you ever had a person come up to you and tell you, "Hey, I'm a stutterer," or how has that been? How has that engagement been for you with the audience and you?
With the audience, 95% has been heartwarming and amazing.
Mm-hmm.
5% of people hasn't been great because they either think I'm lying or they don't believe me. The same thing. So there's five percent of people who have questioned if I actually stutter because they don't understand how I can do what I do. So I let them think that way. But 95% of people in the room are fantastic. Stutterers have approached me online and in person, and it's been brilliant. And most stutterers are afraid to even comment on my content,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and
yeah.
I encourage them to do it. Uh, say how you feel, do it. I'll support you. But they're afraid of what other people will think, and I think that's how social media has become. It's created a
Mm-hmm.
fear in many people. I'm digressing. I'll stop here.
No, no, no. That's a fine. That's fine. But um, when you go up to us in a speech, when you're gonna go up and talk, how do you let your audience know that you stutter? Do you let them know beforehand, or you just go rock with it, and the block comes out, it comes out?
I talk about it,
Talk about. That's the best way. I think that's the best way to go about it.
and I explain that I have a stutter. I tell them that I am comfortable with my wobbles. Now I'm telling you that I wobble, so you deal with it.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm cool up here. You handle my stutters now. So
Uh, no, I.
people, most people respect it, and then they become curious about it, and they want to know
Mhm.
more, and they tell me stories about people they know that have.
got a question.
Definitely. No, no. I'm just gonna go off that question quick. Of the one you just answered. Yeah, like when somebody talks to me nowadays, I tell them up front, like,
Mm.
"Hey, look, I get stuck in certain words. I do stutter." It's like a lot of people do not know exactly what a stutter is because there's many different types of stuttering, and maybe that person has encountered somebody that does stutter, but it's not the same stutter as I stutter, and it's like it's like with everything. If you don't tell that person that you do stutter and you do get stuck and you make this weird face or you do this weird expression, like in their head, all I think about, is this guy having a seizure in front of me? What's up?
Mm.
But the thing is, nobody knows that's a type of stuttering. And like I give people benefit of the doubt the first time I meet them, like, hey, oh, he didn't know I did stutter because I had a time where one of my good friends who I'm close to, I met him at the gym. He told me, "Yo, Matt, are you high?" I was like, "No, I just have a stutter." I just have a stutter. I said, "Hey," he didn't know about it, and then like he didn't know what a stutterer was until he met me, and then he did his research. He was curious, like you said, and then I appreciate people like that. People who do not know about it but want to learn more about it and actually know about it now.
I I I agree. I have taken the attitude that it's my stutter. It's my responsibility, and I've given mine a gender. He's my friend,
Mm-hmm.
and I will introduce my friend to others. because it's my responsibility to make others feel comfortable when, as you say, we have the seizures
Yeah.
and, and our face contorts and we block,
Mm-hmm.
or it's difficult for people to handle this.
It is. It is.
So it's my responsibility to use humor or calm or empathy and
Mm-hmm.
find a way for
Mm-hmm.
people to not feel uncomfortable, and also give them the permission to ask me
Mm-hmm.
questions. The
For sure.
only thing I never want people to do, number one, never finish my sentences. Do
Right.
not do that.
Yeah.
Number two, don't ever say you feel bad for me.
Correct.
I don't want sympathy.
Mm-hmm.
And number three, don't ever call me a person that has a disability, because
Mm-hmm.
it's not an empowering term to use.
Correct. 100%. I got you when it comes to that. Because I also, for a living, I speak to kids and I do community events, and I also necessarily talk to people. What got you into this field? Like, out of all, I guess, occupations that you could have necessarily went into, what made you say, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna tackle this thing here. I'm gonna go for the biggest challenge in the world to me."
That happened when I was 10. So even my closest circle of trust, my sister, my parents' wife, my best friends, no one knew that I have wanted to do this since I was 10. So I
Wow.
was punched in my playground in school because I couldn't say my name.
Mm,
And everybody started to laugh at me. And I was told to go and stand in a corner on my own because I wasn't good enough to be around the other kids. I
mm,
cried, and I remember asking myself, what do I need to do to say my name and speak clearly? And that was when I was 10.
mm,
And since that day, I've been determined to speak. And since that day, I've had a curiosity for what it would feel like to speak to groups of people.
right,
And I've always had an ambition to do this.
right. It's out of passion and purpose. Sometimes that passion develops a purpose, and it comes from a pain. And that 10-year-old boy now, like you say, is purpose that comes from that. And I think a lot of times, like, whether we driving and like, whether it's like that or going to school or whatever we do, it comes from a place we're in. Hey, I want to be able to talk. I want to be able to necessarily tell people about this journey. I want to be able to tell people about myself, and
Yeah.
that kind of necessarily drives us on a daily. But that's awesome, man. We appreciate that. Yeah.
Well, there's a selfish part of this that
Mhm.
I wanted to do this.
Right.
Behind you, I can see you're a baseball and a basketball fan.
Yep.
So think about the greatest players who've come from the hardest backgrounds. They've always wanted to do this since an early age. So the the selfish part of me, and I own that it's a selfish part of me,
Mhm.
wanted to do this not for other people, for me. I wanted to prove to myself that I can do this, and be, because I stutter, it doesn't mean I'm not intelligent or I can't speak. I'm both. It may take me a longer time to get my words out. However, what that means is I think more about the way I construct my sentences, which makes me a more eloquent speaker.
Mhm. And just basing off that, I want to hit a quick note on that. Our goal, quote from one of our first podcasts we had on this podcast. I can't believe this is probably like our 20 something podcast episode, man. Something like that. It's crazy. When we first started, it's been like a year already. On October, it marks a year. But one of our first episodes, we interviewed a MMA fighter, and her quote that stuck with me since then is, "Our goal is not to be fluent. Our goal is to be understood." And I try to tell how much people who do stutter I tell everybody that, man. That's something that's has been stuck into me for a while, and I wanted you to hear it, man. Exactly what
I
you said.
I love that. I love that. And there's a what's the name of the person who delivered that quote?
Yes, her name is Catherine Padaraki.
I can say Catherine. I will struggle with her surname
Yeah,
because of me.
Padaraki.
What she's describing is the difference between communication and comprehension.
Mm-hmm.
So when we say something, we know what we want to say. If it's not
Mhm.
understood by others, they won't comprehend our message. And she's beautifully summarized that into a quote. I love it.
Mhm. Definitely. Got a question for you. If a person wants to get into
Sure.
your line of work, your field of work, and the person that stutters, what's one piece of advice that you can give them?
If a person who stutters wants to become a professional speaker,
Yes, sir.
start speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. People who stutter have asked me this, and they have the vision, then they
Mm,
don't implement the vision because they don't do the one thing that's going to get them recognized, which is start speaking.
mhm,
And one way to do that could be approach a charity or a non-for-profit, offer your time to deliver a 20-minute presentation, prepare that talk. Don't stand in front of an audience and wing it because you're wasting people's time. Build it, curate it, practice it, record it, and then share snippets of that. So my first opportunity was in front of 70 people, and I said to myself, that is not enough. I want 7,000 people to see this. So I
oof,
practiced my talk, I curated it, I delivered it, I recorded it, and I shared a 30-second snippet on LinkedIn, which is my main platform.
Oh,
And in 2 days, that got close to 10,000 views.
wow.
wow.
So find a way to position yourself and then to leverage what you're doing. And the way to build a profile as a speaker is to speak.
I think you're an inspiration, man. Um, a stutterer who's a public speaker. That's something that as stutterers, man, are trying to achieve. And we'll probably a lot of us will not never achieve how confident you are and being able to speak in front of thousands of people, man. But sure, I just want to wrap this up, man, and I want to give you your honors. I want to give you a big of round of applause, man, for what you're doing. Um, I want you to keep being an inspiration to all of us. Hope I hope this episode reaches a lot of people. I it's not for only for people that do stutter, but it's more of whatever obstacle I have in front of me, I could get it done, and that could be any sorts of issues anybody have. Um, how can somebody find you, Shil, and how can they see your speeches? How can they find you?
I am now focusing on an Instagram strategy. It's something I haven't done in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I've posted content without a strategy. Now I have a strategy. So please follow me on Instagram.
Oh,
And my primary platform is LinkedIn, where I have had a strategy and it's worked. So they're the two places to find me. And also, to the two of you, stutterers who are starting a podcast now, 20 episodes in, it's hard to get to 20 episodes. So equally, respect to you two for what you
oh
are
shit.
doing, for bringing the stuttering community together. You are an example of how your voice and your story matters.
That's the goal, man. That's the goal of this, man. Is to give people that voice that they never had, and share their story, man. And everybody has a story to be told, and everybody's story is different. Everybody has a different ending, different beginning, different in between, whatever it is. But everybody, we have yet to have one same story. So that's the cool part about this. And yeah, man.
I
Anything else,
appreciate
Brandon? You got?
Chill, appreciate you very much, man. And like I say, continuously advocate for us out there, and because like I say, you're on a good platform where that 1% decreases even more of the people that get up on that stage and talk to, whether they're live or whether that's necessarily over the computer. So that 1% gets dwindled down even more so, because it's a challenge, it's a process to get up there. Like you say, arms are sweaty, palms are sweaty, everything. But yet and still,
Palms
you
are sweaty.
there you go. Everything is. I mean, but you're brave enough to get up there and do it. So, like I say, appreciate you, man.
Matt, speak, speaking isn't about perfection. It's about being brave and showing up.